There's no place I'd rather be than where you are. All right, good evening, everyone. We'll need to start because of time while others join us. Lord, I will not be shaking from your ways on the mountain. We're done with the first month of the year. We're already in the middle of the second month of the year, and we're discussing a very important topic today. The topic of discussion today is what makes the difference between individuals in life, such that individuals, same sex, same parents, same home, same education, same opportunity, same everything. But for one strange reason, you just discover that somehow, our impact in life are so different. Our results in life are so different. Our influence in life are so different. Some are able to achieve so much, and some are only able to achieve so little as far as fulfilling their calling and purpose on the earth is concerned. And by achievement, I'm not talking about material acquisition, I'm talking about influence and living a purposeful life and living a value-creating life and being a blessing to the world such that mankind can see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. The way we use our time sincerely make a lot of difference in our life. So the question to you tonight is, how are you using your time? How are you using your time? Are you maximizing your time in this life? Or we're just wasting it? And you need to understand that time is the stuff that our life is made of. You know, for a child, one of the greatest dilemma of a child, particularly teenagers, is looking for what to do with their time. But for the wise children of today, including teenagers, a number of them are wiser now and have so many things to do with their time. But when I was growing up, you're looking for what to do with time. You just want to while away time. Just want to while away time. This is what happened to you when you don't have a purpose that directs the course of your life. When there is nothing that is driving the way you are living your life, what you want to do is to while away time. Someone said, does that love life? Then don't waste time, for that is the stuff from which life is made of. Does thou love life? Then don't waste time, because time is the stuff that life is made of. So the difference in our life is the difference in what we know and are capable of doing. And the difference in what we know and are capable of doing is based on the difference in the way we have used our time. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine two children growing up. One went to primary school. The two of them went to primary school, but after primary, maybe one stopped and maybe was trying to go and learn apprentice, or was not even going anywhere, no money to go to secondary school. The other one went to secondary school and finished. The other one went to university and finished. Let's say he studied medicine, for example. By the time he's 21, 22, he can save life. He can consult for patients in the hospital. The other one that stopped going to school at 10 or at 15 is unable to do what his friend is able to do. They both spent 21 years on the earth, but one have converted those 21 years to value, to skill in himself, to competence in himself, while the other has not been able to do that. Even though they are both females, even though they both went to primary school or secondary school, but the fact that from 15 or 16 to 21, why this other girl went to learn medicine, the other one was not privileged to have that opportunity. And you know what happened? It becomes very difficult for the other one to catch up. Why? Because he has not been able to convert his time. Our job is to convert our time to value in ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, my prayer is that you will get what we are discussing tonight. If you get this and you begin to take your time very seriously and you are not allowing time wasters in your life, let me define time waster right away. Anything you do that is not contributing in any meaningful way to the fulfillment of your purpose and calling on the earth is a time waster. I don't care what that is. As long as it's not contributing in any meaningful way to the fulfillment of why you are here, is a time waster. And time waster differ from one person to the other, depending on the purpose and calling of such an individual, depending on what that person is seeing ahead and is living for. Whereas someone else spending time watching TV can be a wasted time, for someone who is called to operate in the media, watching TV might be necessary to sharpen his skill to learn a lot from other people. So the destination is what determines the route. The route you are going to pass through is determined by your destination. So we need to ask ourselves from time to time, am I just whiling away time and wasting my time, or I am maximizing my time? Or I am maximizing my time? To maximize time is to use time for productive activity in such a way that you are able to do so much with the time you have. Always remember, if you see great achievers in life, we all have 24 hours. The difference in us in life is the time, is what we do with that 24 hours. The difference in us in life is what we do with that 24 hours. The question to you today is, how are you spending your time? How are you spending your time? How are you spending it? It's so sad today that people waste time not knowing that that's the stuff that life is made of. Time must be converted to value or product in yourself or in the life of others. For example, through this session, I'm converting my time into value in my hearers. I've been in class since morning, since 8 a.m. And I've had this, by the end of this session, I will have been speaking for almost 8 hours today. And I'm converting my time to value in others. And at the same time, reading and learning to converting my time to value in myself. It is important to view time in seconds, in minutes, in hours, and in days. Therefore, your second, your minute, your hours, your day must be converted to value. Ladies and gentlemen, let that sink deep down in your mind. Technology has made our life easy such that even while you are in traffic, you can be learning and converting value to your mind, even while you are in traffic, even while you are in traffic, even while you are in traffic. So to know if you are a good time manager, assess yourself by the product you have brought forth in your life. Let's ask question about today. It is already 7 p.m. Ask yourself question today. What have you used your time to do today? How have you converted your time to value today? What have you done? Have you just while away the time? You know, it's a weekend, and weekend is a time for Owambe in Nigeria. So have we spent the time on Owambe today? What are you spending your time doing? Are you wasting time? Or you are investing time? Are you wasting time? Or you are investing time? Or you are spending time? When you are productive, you are investing your time to create value in yourself or the value in the life of others. When you go to any place to use your time, but there is nothing to show for it, that is spending your time. It could be for a seminar, and sincerely, sometimes it could be going to church. And you leave that seminar or church or whatever assembly it is, and you really cannot say this is what has been added to you in terms of value. This is what has been added to you in terms of value. That's why I tell people, if the pastor does not have vision, change your parish, change your branch, go somewhere else. Don't waste your time. So when you go anywhere you don't have time to show for your time, please maximize your time. If you need to change your parish or change your branch, do that. Don't go and waste your time listening to someone that is saying things that does not add any value to you. Be it a secular program, a spiritual program, whatever it is. Because it's your life we're talking about here. Time is the lowest unit or functional unit of our life. Wherever you go, ask yourself, why am I here? What am I doing here? What am I getting here? How am I converting my time at this moment? Many go to religious organizations every day of the week, not to invest in themselves, but to fulfill tradition, even when there is nothing they are getting from that religious organization. That time could have been used judiciously to add more value to humanity. Maybe for cure for cancer, for example, or cure for coronavirus, for example, as a doctor, as a pharmacist. Show me the product of your day today. Show me the product you have created in yourself today, the value you have created in yourself today, and I will show you how productive you are. The challenge of our time is that many just waste their life, either with their friends or family or in religious organization or in ceremony, and some is social media. You should spend time to get more and more content in yourself on a daily basis. Develop your content. Develop your content. Develop your content. Both in your spiritual life, in your secular life, in your service to humanity. Develop your content. Don't let any day go without putting something new into yourself or putting something new into others. Ensure that you deepen your knowledge every day through learning. This can be done at home. It can be done at work. It can be done in traffic. Just ensure value is being added to yourself. You are converting your time every time. You are in Lagos, stop complaining about traffic. Look for audio materials to learn from whenever you are in traffic. Have enough audio material on your phone to maximize that time in traffic. Even while you are at work, as long as you are not require full concentration, then you can plug something in your ears and listen to it. I do that a lot. I want to convert every second, every minute, every hour to value. I want to convert every second, every minute, every hour to value. And I've realized the more I learn, the better I get. The more I learn, the better I get. You know, when you know better, you do better. The wiser you are, the better you live. The foolish you are, the more miserable you live. If the only thing you could point to that you have done in your life is the promotion on the job, is the car you have bought, or the house, or that you are still a Christian, I'm sorry to say, it looks to me like a wasted years. The interesting thing about this life is that it's either you use it or convert it to value or not. Either you use it or convert it to value or not, it will still go away and it will go forever. So that means if I don't convert my time to value, it will go away. As in, the time will still go away. So the time, if I wake up now from morning and I choose not to do anything, that time will go. If I choose to do something with it, the time will still go. Either I use it or I don't use it, the time will go. Either I use it or don't use it, the time will go. And that's the difference between those that are able to create enormous value in the world and those that have not. Because some have been able to know and learn that time must be converted to value, while the others have not learned that, so they waste time. So what value have you created in yourself since the beginning of today? We are currently mid-February. What value have you created in yourself since the beginning of this year? Apart from things that happen by law of nature, like giving birth, what have you done based on your effort, your goal? And to win in life, you must be producing great value in yourself and in others. You must be providing great value in yourself and in others. It is this mentality that brings out the giant in you. It is this habit that brings out the best in you. The best in you will not emerge if you don't convert your time to value in yourself. This is why two people could do the same course, graduate from the same school, and have the same grade, but have different results in their life. As a matter of fact, the difference in our life are the difference in the way we use our time. Whatever your life turned out to be, whatever value you're able to create is just as a result of the way you have been using your time. How have you been using your time? Jesus said, I must walk the work of him that sent me. Your time must be used to fulfill your purpose on the earth. I must walk the work of him that sent me. Why it is day? Because night comes when no man can walk. He was conscious of time. He knows that he has but a short time. And that 3.5 years of his ministry, he created enormous value. One of the major things he did was to transfer himself, is to replicate himself in his disciples. And he did that so well. Because you can see the way the disciples also replicate themselves in others, and that was transferred down to many generations to today. So Jesus replicated himself. He spent more time adding value to them. He knows how important that is, adding value to them. In fact, it's been said that beyond the work of salvation, and the greatest work of Christ on the earth is replicating himself in his disciples after the work of salvation. Replicating himself in his disciples. And how did he do that? Teaching them, teaching them, teaching them, teaching them. Because the only way you can be transformed is through the renewal of your mind. And the way your mind will be renewed is when we are putting information into yourself, which is why I must commend those of us coming every Saturday, putting information into yourself, putting information into yourself, putting information. That's what renew you. Be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. So Jesus successfully renewed their mind. That Peter, who was timid and afraid, could stand and speak on the day of Pentecost without fear. As a matter of fact, the difference in our lives is the difference in the way we are using our time. Show me your productivity, and I will show you the way you have been using your time. Show me your result, and I will show you the way you have been using your time. Show me the value you are creating, and I will show you the way you have been using your time. Remember, you are either wasting your life, or spending your life and time, or investing your life or time. You are in a race in this life. and you are racing against time. We are all racing against time, running against time, racing and running against time. Either you know it or not, life is disappearing every day. The life is reducing every day. I showed you last week an illustration of pouring out water out of a bottle into a cup, and how that water is reducing and reducing and reducing. That's the day our life is going every day. Either we use it or we don't use it. Either we convert it or we don't convert it. It's going anyway. Before you know it, you are 40 already. Before you know it, you are 50 already. Before you know it, you are 60 already. Before you know it, you are already at the departure lounge of life, waiting to take the flight. Your job as human being is to ensure that time is not being wasted. It's not being spent, but rather being converted, being invested. Remember, you are in the race to fight that no time of your life is lost, but rather is converted into value in yourself or in others. Is converted into value in yourself or in others. So the race is to ensure that your time is not allowed to just disappear into thin air. Ensure that your time, you race, you fight, that your time does not disappear into thin air. You have an obligation to ensure that you overcome the distraction that confronts you, to ensure that your life is not wasted. You are winning. Ensure you are winning this race of time, converting your time to get value in yourself on the earth. You must be able to get rid of time wasters. Everything that is not contributing to the fulfillment of your purpose on the earth, you must be able to get rid of them. From TV to social media to telephone, you must be able to get rid of them. You know, for more than 10 years, my phone does not ring. My phone has been permanently on silent. Permanently on since 2009 or 2010, my phone has been permanently on silent. Why? Avoid distraction. There will be missed call. When I'm through with what I'm doing, I will make the call. I'll return the call. But just avoid distraction. And focus and concentrate. What are you doing on social media? What you are doing on social media, is it contributing to what you intend to do with your life? How much time do you spend watching TV? How much time do you spend on Owambe ceremony? Gisting. You know, when I was in the bank, I have a boss. When people talk too much, those that talk too much, he gives them a name. He said, you are AGM. AGM, automated gisting machine. Automated gisting machine, AGM. AGM, automated gisting machine. AGM. The product you are converting your time to could vary, and it could be products of book you have read or you have written, seminar you have attended, a skill you have learned, all in the direction of fulfilling your purpose on the earth. It could be the problem you have solved, a service you are rendering, or a product you have created. Ladies and gentlemen, always ask yourself, how are you using your time? How are you using your time? The difference in us in life is the difference in the way we use our time. Let me put it in perspective. How much do you earn right now? How much do you earn right now? If you divide how much you earn by 2,000, that gives you how much your 1 hour is worth. All of us work for about 2,000 hours in a year. We have about 8 hours in a week. Sorry, 8 hours in a day to work, 5 days in a week, 8 times 5, 40 hours. Out of the 52 weeks in a year, about 2 weeks of that year is usually for holidays. So you have 50 weeks left. 50 times 40, that's 2,000 hours. So you have 2,000 hours in a year. Question, divide what you earn per annum over 2,000. That is your worth per hour. Whichever way you look at it, either you feel they are not paying you well enough, or they are not, whatever you think of it, whatever you earn in a year divided by 2,000 is what you are worth per hour. That is the summary of your wisdom, of your skill, of your competence. Your job is to increase your value so that your earning per hour can increase. So every year you weigh and ask yourself, so how have I improved? Now, in as much as the progress of your life should not be measured based on the cash in your bank account, but the earning per hour give an idea of the progress you are making in terms of value you are creating. Because that's a very objective way of measuring the value you are creating. Because if indeed you are solving enormous problem, I can assure you, people will be willing to pay you that much also. People will be willing to pay you that much also. So if your 1 hour is worth, let's say, 1K, what are you doing to increase what you are worth per hour? That's why you add value to yourself. Let me tell you, the more you add value to yourself, the more your worth increase. The more your worth increase. The more people are willing to pay more for the value that you represent. The more people are willing to pay more for the value that you represent. The more people are willing to pay more for the value that you represent. How are you using your time? You know, some people, a lot of people don't even understand how valuable their time is. And we'll be discussing this time issue for the next 2 or 3 episodes. And I'll be talking a lot about time. You know, if we can get this right, you'll be amazed at how your life will turn out, the kind of value you'll be creating, and the progress you'll be making in life, especially in the direction of fulfilling your purpose and calling on there. Be intentional and purposeful in the deployment of your time. Be intentional and purposeful in the deployment of your time. Be intentional and purposeful in the deployment of your time. In the deployment of your energy on a daily basis, be intentional and purposeful. Try as much as possible to spend 2 to 3 hours every day to add value to yourself in your area of calling. Make it a point of duty to spend 2 to 3 hours every day adding value to yourself in your area of calling. Make it a commitment for your own advancement. A commitment to your own advancement. A commitment to your own advancement. A commitment to your own advancement. Be intentional and purposeful in deployment of your time and energy on a daily basis. Ensure that there is something new on your CV every quarter in terms of new skill, new competence you have developed in yourself, new things about life mastery or in your career, just something, a language, just add something to your CV, not because you're looking for a job, just to be measuring that you are improving yourself, self-improvement. Have you improved in managing people well? In relating with people well? In loving people well? In caring more for people? Being more gentle? Being good? Full of joy? Always peaceful? Living based on principle? This is the way you will be able to live a life without regret. Measure your life by the product that you produce and the value you create on a yearly basis. Measure your life by the products you produce and the value you create on a daily basis. Measure your life. Measure your life. You know what? The greatest wealth we have in life is the wealth of time, because it can be converted into anything that you want. Anything. 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 Time is a convertible resource. Time is a convertible resource. Time is a convertible resource. Time is to be converted into a greater treasure in yourself, and this can be done through solitude. Some people call it retreat. Some people call it a time to be alone. Ladies and gentlemen, you need that time in your life that you are alone. Maybe during the day or in the night or maybe in a week. Have time of solitude. Have time of solitude. Make conscious effort to create time of solitude. Solitude is a great tool that can be used to convert your time into treasure in yourself. If you're a very busy person, then you need to create time for solitude. If your job does not allow you to passively add value to yourself daily, you must create time for solitude. Else, you will just be, in your life, it will only be motion without movement. And there are people like that, motion without movement. Motion without movement. There are people like that, motion without movement. It's sad. It's sad. For the last 5 years, they have just been motion, but they have not moved from one spot. Motion without movement. Like a wheel revolving on a spot. Nothing can be bet in this world without the instrument of solitude. Solitude is a good way to convert your time if you are the busy type. For example, to give birth to a child, 2 people need to isolate themselves to have intimacy in order to conceive the child. 2 people will have to isolate themselves in intimacy to be able to conceive and give birth to that child. Solitude is an instrument for producing product. Result. Solitude is an instrument that can be used to convert time into treasure, because life is about conversion. Because life is about fruitfulness, and to be fruitful, you must be converting your time. If you are not converting your time, you will not be fruitful on the earth. But one of our major tasks on the earth is to be fruitful. And the only way you'll be able to be fruitful is converting time. Your ability to take your time and convert into something that is of value is what determines your success or greatness in life. For example, You go to work every day in a bus and you spend 2 hours going and coming. In that bus, people will be looking around, lost in thought, to and fro, fondling with their phone. 4 hours of a day is lost every day. That's 1/6 of a day. And some people spend 4 hours on the road every day, going to work 2 hours, coming back 2 hours on the average. And some will say they don't have time. 4 hours on the road. Wow. What a treasure to convert. You know, if we can understand what we're discussing today, you will realize that you have wasted so much of your life just doing nothing. You see those 2 hours of going in traffic and coming back? It's an amazing time. Do you know sometimes I'm traveling? I'm traveling and that trip will take 6 hours if I go from Nigeria straight. But sometimes I will go through Dubai and I will spend 12 hours. And you know why I decided to do that? I realized right there in the air, no distraction. No distraction. I can concentrate. You know, one of the last trip I went, the Caucasian guy, is it a guy or lady beside me, was just wondering what I was doing. After a while, he asked, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm writing a book." I already planned that on this trip, I'm going to finish, and I have 2 books in mind. And I finished those 2 books on that trip. 12 hours going, 12 hours coming. I could have gone straight from Nigeria, 6 hours, but I decided to go through Dubai, and I spent 12 hours on that trip. Going, 12 hours coming. And I maximized that time. Because I know no phone call, no disturbance. The only thing is someone bringing food for me to eat while I'm on my trip. Interesting stuff. Time in traffic, time in transit. Amazing time, really. Particularly when you're not the one driving. In the bus, some people will be looking around and lost in thought. Some people will be sleeping. Some people will be sleeping. You know, sleeping become a time waster when you are sleeping for more than 8 hours in a day. Because 8 hours is already 1/3 of a day. Averagely, we sleep for about 8 hours, averagely. So the question I should ask you is this. If you are currently 30 years, you have spent 10 years sleeping, minimum. If you are currently 39 years, you have spent 13 years sleeping, minimum. If currently you are 24 years, you have spent 8 years sleeping, minimum. If currently you are 18 years, you have spent 6 years sleeping, minimum. Do you know what that means? You are now spending time to sleep during the day again. You're not here to sleep now. You're not here to sleep. Right in the same bus where some people are sleeping, lost in thought, some people are reading, some people are writing, some people are walking in that bus. And you'll be shocked what some people will spend that 4 hours doing every day, and people can finish degree spending 4 hours every day learning and reading. In that same bus where some people are adding value to themselves every day, others are busy wasting that time. You're either converting time daily to value in yourself, or you're wasting it in doing things that are irrelevant. So daily in your life, ensure that you are in charge of your time. The time will go if you don't use it. The time will go if you don't use it. You're either converting your time daily into value in yourself or wasting it in doing things that are irrelevant. Salary is the compensation you are giving for selling an amount of your time. Salary is the compensation you are giving for sending an amount of your life. This is why what you get when you give out your life in a job that pay you per hour. You should not spend most of your life on a salary. Spend most of your life fulfilling your purpose on the earth. You need to daily live a life of active consciousness by ensuring that your time is not being wasted. Remember, like I said, sleep can be a time waster. Your religious activity can be a time waster. Social media can be a time waster. Ceremony can be a time waster. You need to do a critical self-evaluation. What is taking away my time? What is taking away my time? Solitude make you to take bull by the horn by standing in the way of what is taking away your time. That's what solitude does for you. It makes you to take the bull by the horn and stand in the way of whatever it is that is wasting your time. You stand in the way and say, look, I want to be in charge of the time today and spend my time doing A, B, C, D in creating value to myself. Live a daily life of active consciousness by ensuring that your time is not being wasted. Great men that you know in the world are men of solitude because great ideas and products are birthed, are given birth to in the time of solitude. At the place of solitude, as a believer, you can learn of God so much and begin to behold his glory until you are changed into his image. You can learn of God so much and behold his glory until you are changed into his image. Until you are changed into his image. The time of vacation is the best time to do solitude for many because they're on holiday, they're on leave, so they can be alone and can convert that time of vacation into a product or into value in themselves. Everything precious comes out of solitude. And so a man of solitude is a man of productivity. If you are not a man of solitude, you will not be productive in life. You will not be able to create something unique and different and amazing, something that the world have never seen. You won't be able to bet newness for the world to see your good works and glorify your Father. You know, believers are so religious. We are unable to create any value because we have not learned from Christ how Christ will go away and be alone. And go away and be alone in solitude, sometimes all night alone with God. That is why those that have time for vacation in life, or those that have time to go away and be alone because they have control of their time, are the most productive people in life. Do you know that Bill Gates says that it takes 2 weeks every year away to be alone, and he will go with books. 2 weeks, he will go with books, and each time he comes back with ideas. Each time he comes back with ideas. Each time he comes back with ideas. Ideas that transform the world. If you discover you are not very creative, it's because you have not been creating value in yourselves, because you have not been maximizing your time. That's why you're not very creative. That's why you're not very creative. That's why you're not the one providing the solution in the office, at work, or in business. When you understand the value of life, you will be running away from distraction and looking for a place of solitude to convert your time. You'll be running away from distraction. I always want to be away from distraction and be alone, so I can think, I can read, I can learn, I can grow. Instead of emptying your life in exchange for penny, you rather invest it in creating value in yourself and creating value in others. Do you know, based on the research and the finding of Malcolm Gladwell in Outliers, he said, if you invest 10,000 hours in anything, you will become one of the best in that area in the world. If you invest 10,000 hours in anything, you will become one of the best in that area in the world. It is time to produce wealth. It is time to produce product. It is time to produce expertise in you. It is time that will produce wealth. It is time that will produce product. It is time that will produce expertise in you. Before I close this evening, what are the advantages of solitude? Solitude enables you to begin to see your life the way it is and bring clarity into your life. Solitude enables you to clear your mind of all the things around you that overwhelms you. Solitude affords you the time to build a system that makes life work for you. Solitude enables you to put your value in place. Solitude enables you to put your life in order. It enables you to bridge the area of knowledge gap in your life. It enables you to become master and expert in your field. It enables you to rebuild your ideal life. It enables you to become your best in this life. It enables you to recreate and remodel your life. It enables you to be able to take inventory of your life. Inventory of your life. It enables you to, solitude is a time to think in scriptures and get rid of worry and anxiety. Solitude helps you to do a SWOT analysis of your life and discover your area of strength. It enables you to do a SWOT analysis of your life and discover your area of weakness. It enables you to do the SWOT analysis of your life and discover your area, discover opportunity you have, and enable you to do the SWOT analysis of your life and discover threats in your life. Solitude is an opportunity for you to create new products and innovate. If you're a business person, if you don't have time for solitude, you will not be creative. You will not be able to create newness, new products, new services. Solitude helps you to become more focused and thereby increasing your efficiency and effectiveness. Solitude helps you to begin to depend solely on God and not on anyone. Many people that are working today never have time for solitude. That is why losing your job sometimes will actually be a blessing in disguise, because it frees your time in order to be able to use it to develop your life, to develop yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, Does thou love life? Does thou love life? Does thou love life? Then don't waste time, for that is the stuff that life is made of. Now that you know these things, happy and blessed are you if you do them. Thank you very much for being able to make it tonight. Let me hear from you. Maximizing the use of your time. We're still going to be discussing time next week and upper week. Yes, let me start from Yemi. Okay, Yemi is no more here. Let me start with Ngozi. Yes, Ngozi, are you there? Can you hear me, please? Hello, Ngozi. Okay, Ngozi, yes, go ahead,
Yes,
please.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, I had an amazing time this night. I was able to join quite early, and time. It's so precious. It's so precious. I begin to see the relevance of time. At that, I think that knowledge is key. Knowledge is key, because most times when you don't know these things, you just keep moving and say, all will be well. We go there, all right, last and everything. But really, you know that your time is going, you know that your life is going, and then that illustration you gave of pouring water into a cup, then it then really began to dawn on me that really this is life going. And then when you compare the way you were probably years ago, and even physically, and I'm like, oh god, my time is almost up here. So I began to understand the relevance of time and how we should use it well. So each time counts. Every second, you said every second, every minute, every hour counts. So we need to be able to convert this time that is given, which is free and given equally to everyone, to to bring value out of these things. Although it sounds wonderful knowing these things, but it's just not not that easy. It takes a very intentional effort to say that each of my time has to count. But yes, I did enjoy this session. I had an amazing time, and I have a lot to take home, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. Kemi, before you run tonight, I don't know if you are going for a meeting again. Hello, Kemi. I didn't hear from you last week.
No meeting today. Thank you very much. It's just that teachings like this make me feel very guilty.
Make you feel what?
Guilty.
No, it's not to create guilt, please.
I know it's like a corrective guilt of, you see, for me to identify where areas where I'm falling short.
Yeah.
Yes. So definitely, and one thing I noticed is that I try to put myself on track. Like, why are you wasting time? Don't you have things you can do? Even if it's online or I'm on the phone and or something, I must make sure I'm doing something productive. I'm not just like checking social media for what a celebrity is wearing or what they are talking about. It's either I'm following a business page, learning. You see how I've been following you for the past how many years now, even on social media and all of that. So I have decided that even if I'm on social media, even if I'm on a computer, I'm doing something productive, not just something useless or reading something that will not add value to my life, you know. And over the past few weeks, I've discovered a lot of amazing opportunities and informations that are really helping my life and would help my purpose, you know. So that's one way that I've been able to see things. And also recently I discovered that I lost interest in my study. I know it comes with this phase emotionally when it comes to towards the end and you are tired. That is when you don't want to continue anymore. You just want to finish and be done. I kept praying, encouraging myself that God help me through this trying period. And one thing that now came to my mind, I think with the help of the Holy Spirit, was that just create a time, sit with this thing. Even if you are not interested in sitting with it, even if you are not interested in writing it, open it, be looking at it, check it out. So suddenly I discovered that when I open it, I'll find something that would interest me,
Yeah.
and it will just ignite a chord in me, and before you know it, I'll just keep walking away. I'm like, is this me that I've lost interest already? I don't even know where the interest came from. So that's how I've been able to cope with time in the past few weeks. And I pray to God that and one thing I will work on more is the idea of solitude. Yes, there are
Yeah.
times that I switch off my phone, also I just keep it somewhere for long hours. Like, while I was working today this afternoon, my phone was off for more than 4 hours. Like, I knew the battery was down and I didn't charge it. So it was when I wanted to go and start cooking and take a break, I now went to charge the phone. So I do things like that to bring myself back, to bring myself out of those noise, out of those distraction, and it has been very helpful. So, and I'll work more on that. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Olumighty. Olumighty, can we hear from you, please? Okay, Olumighty seems not to be here now. Faith. Hello, Faith, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Faith, hold on. Let's hear from Olumighty. Olumighty, go ahead.
Yeah, hello. I'm so much happy to be in your midst this night.
Thank you.
I so much enjoy this session. What I realize is that there are some things you know, but you are not conscious of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So until you hear the testimony of some other people, that's when you know that this thing could have been a thing of benefit to me.
Yes.
Yeah, you talk about when you travel, you're in an aircraft and you did so many things. Yeah, I could remember the last time I traveled, I spent about 22 hours
Wow.
understanding the aircraft, and I never thought of doing anything
Are
out
you
of it.
serious?
I tell you, so I'm really blessed. There are times, there's no way, even if you think you cannot write, no many of us, we think we cannot write. But when you are in a new environment, there are a lot of things you see that even if you just put it down, after some hours, when you are ruminating over it, you'll be able to write so many things about it. Before you know it, you're already a writer.
Yeah.
Understand? So I really, really appreciate the session. I really appreciate your thought this evening. And I promise to be joining the program. And also I promise to see what I can do. I'm in a new environment now, and I'm seeing a lot of things that I know that I even write something about that can fetch me money. Understand? So I think I so much appreciate the session.
Thank you.
God
Thank
bless
you
you.
very, very much. I appreciate. We meet 7 p.m. every Saturday, and the link is always the same. So you can always use the same thing.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Yes,
Yeah.
Faith. Hello, Faith, are you there? Oh, Faith is not around. I think he left. John, is John there? Hello, John.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm very much fine, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I'm really happy, sir. I really, though, joined, my wife was on with you before I joined.
Okay.
Really, so much, yeah. It was my wife that was on earlier. Yeah, before I now joined the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. It's really an exciting moment. I personally, what I was hearing towards the end was how to maximize the time. So personally, I just look at the aspect of that solitary, getting much when you are alone, and studying and all of that, you had much value. Personally, I've learned from that as well today, and I promise to really carry that out. You also mentioned something that I just look at it that maybe it could form maybe a form of a content in subsequent videos, and you hardly know what to do with that time. You hardly know what to do with the time. You have a low time, but sometimes, just like the person who just spoke now said that he was in the aircraft for, and then you are busy in mind, but you really are not. You're not doing something productive, really. Maybe you don't know what to actually do at that time, or how to do them.
Okay.
So,
We'll talk
so
about
I don't know if so. So that's just my contribution, really, sir.
Thank you.
Really, I've been blessed with that, sir.
Thank you. Niyi, are you with us tonight? Hello, Niyi. Hello, Niyi, are you there? Okay, if I drop a comment, Niyi, go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone.
How are you?
I'm fine. So, for me tonight, it's been interesting. Talking about time again, and I will just quickly make a comment about the last person that spoke. Sometimes it feels like we don't even know what to do with the available time. For me, I think when you are in that stage or at that point in time, the best thing is to pick up a message and listen. And that's what I do most of the time, especially for me, if I'm in the bus and I am so distracted. It can only be painful if I don't have my hairpiece. So one of the things I make sure I move out with, is if I'm in a public bus.
Hello? 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 Okay, I think he's having issue with his network. So if I said, I've learned to be more organized and also learn the power of solitude. I've learned to be more organized and also learn the power of solitude. Thank you very much, everyone, for being able to make it this Saturday. We'll continue this conversation on time, and we're going to discuss time almost for most part of March and the rest of February. And it's about converting our time to value in ourselves. So at the end of the day, we are able to maximize this time in such a manner that at the end of 2021, you look back and said, just in 1 year, you've done much more than you have done probably in the last 5 years. It must be a deliberate act. There must be something, because if I realize that I'm here for a reason and for a season, then there must be something I'm working towards at every point in time. So that means there's something I'm doing. There's something to read. There's something to learn. There's something to write. There's someone to add value to. There's just something to do. But that will only be based on the fact that, number one, I must first of all identify the fact that I'm here for a reason and for a season. And the reason why I'm here drives my life. So if I take up a certification program or a training program or to learn a skill or to learn a trade, is because of what I ultimately want to achieve with my life on the earth. Thank you very much for joining. Have a wonderful weekend. See you next week. Bye-bye.